All right, thank you, Brian. It's 11:15, guys, and guess what? It's time for In the Know. United Stroke Alliance is a nonprofit that educates others on the prevention, awareness, and recovery of stroke. They do this not just for survivors, but also for their families and caregivers. 20 years ago, they started to host retreats to promote camaraderie and encourage healing. Here to tell us more about the stroke camp is Mary Lee Nunley, founder and director of United Stroke Alliance. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. So tell us about the Alliance, because there are a few things that falls underneath the umbrella, you were telling me.
United Stroke Alliance is the umbrella organization. Underneath that are a couple of divisions. Strikeout Stroke, which is an awareness in baseball games, and we're expanding that in other sports. And then we also have Retreat and Refresh Stroke Camp, which was the original organization. But through the years, we discovered so much more we could do that we named it with United Stroke Alliance, so all of the other arms of the things that we do would be under that umbrella.
Okay, so let's talk about the camp specifically. What is it that you guys offer at this camp, and how does it help the attendees?
The camp is a weekend retreat, like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is for survivors and as much for caregivers and family members, which sometimes I think people don't understand. It started because I, as a caregiver, was kind of lost in that journey after a couple of years. I didn't want my husband to pass or anything, but it's like, this is a tough job. Yeah. So getting together with my support group for a weekend retreat, the first one I did, planning on doing it here in Central Illinois and fading off into the sunset, but the opportunity to take it to other hospitals and other communities throughout the country offered itself, and so we gave it a try.
Yeah. So what type of help do you have, or do you have care specialists, or who's educating the attendees at the camp?
For the weekend, a lot of it it's self-education. A lot of it is those of us that have been on the journey. But the hospitals bring medical professionals to volunteer for the weekend. But it's about, in the recovery phase of stroke, it's more about education, socialization, and support. Stroke can be very isolating. The friends go away, particularly if you have the language aphasia and such, and education, and then relaxation. We have some pampering during the weekend and some crafts. We often do activities such as swimming, fishing, sometimes with adaptive equipment. Yeah. Sometimes these people have not done any of that since their stroke, and we give them an opportunity to be with others who have the same challenges. And one of the things we hear all the time is, I felt heard, I felt seen, I felt normal for a weekend.
And how does it make you feel to hear that coming from people, especially when you were in a similar situation as a caregiver?
Oh, it's so rewarding. You just can't imagine how rewarding it is, because we do have a lot of fun, and there's an intention to everything we're doing, but we have a lot of fun throughout the weekend, but that lends itself to telling a story about how we overcame something. Tips and tricks that us caregivers share in our discussion group are amazing. You don't learn them with a medical professional, because we learned them practically doing them at home.
That sounds like an amazing retreat. My final question, because we are running out of time. You guys are celebrating 20 years. What is the celebration going to look like for you all?
The celebration will be at 5 Points, Washington, November 15th, and we are thrilled to have 11-year survivor Randy Travis and his wife. He had a stroke and had a 3% chance of surviving. They will be here to talk about their post-stroke story and his amazing recovery.
Oh, my goodness. Mary Lee, thank you so much for coming in and sharing and just starting this organization, and I'll enjoy seeing how it grows.
Thank you.
I wish you another 20 more years. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us. For In the Know Part 1, we will be back after the break.